All right, folks, welcome to the video. Anthony here, Special Analysis. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Looking forward to diving into the way I approached the market this morning with you. I did suffer a loss my first trade. I did recover that loss and then turn profitable on the day on the second trade. Okay, and this is part of the deal, guys. You have to understand, week to week, sometimes day to day, month to month, quarter to quarter, half to half, year to year, you are going to have losses, okay? The best traders in existence just simply know how to cut their losses and wait and let their winners run. It's just that simple, right? We know when we enter a trade where we're wrong and that we're willing to just say, okay, we're wrong, let the market prove us otherwise, and in doing so, great, we'll just take the loss and move on. And that's what happened this morning. I want to walk you through how I handled it. What you're looking at here is a light sweet crude oil. This is a 5-minute chart, the primary chart. Off to the bottom left is a 5-minute chart of the US dollar, and off to the left here on the top is the 240, so the 4-hour chart, which is also analyzed on a weekly and daily basis. So on to the big picture here. We've been recovering, but we were recovering here into some form of overhead resistance. And of course, in hindsight, had I just been a little more patient, I probably would have avoided the little loss that I took this morning. But, and again, you know, my trade plan was met. I saw absorption. I saw some volume that led me to believe that we could fall from current levels. And I took the trade and I was wrong, right? I didn't get upset about it. I didn't throw a temper tantrum. It didn't change my mood for the day. I was completely unaltered by it. And I was like, okay, we took a loss. And that's okay, because it's going to happen, right? It's part of the equation. Traders get focused on being right all the time. The problem is when they are wrong, and they will be, because that's just the nature of the industry, they can't psychologically handle it. So I've always told my traders to get comfortable being wrong. And because you're going to be, and it's okay. All right. So taking a look here at what I was looking at first thing this morning, this particular candle here at 7:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can see we had some buying absorption as we came into this candle. We had some strong selling, some buying absorption in the top of the candle, some buying absorption slightly below it, and that's where I got pretty interested in the market. Right, I want to see that descending kind of buying absorption. Based off of, you know, a volume reading that I felt made sense. This could have very well been a red top. It was not in this instance, and that does, again, happen from time to time. So right here on this little candle at 725, I tried to get short. Right? I got short there at 76.01, and I placed my stop up here at 76.05. So I was risking what? 4 ticks. If I'm wrong, I lose 4 ticks. Okay, no big deal. No big deal. Right? If I'm right and we start falling into these levels that I expect us to, I'm going to make a lot of money. But I'm only risking a little bit. So, didn't work out. Right? The next candle here respected my stop, respected that prior candle, and then we punched right through it and ultimately got stopped out. I was like, okay. Again, I stayed completely unaffected by it. Market went on to continue to push higher, and again I started, you know, noticing a bunch of absorption transpiring here, and I was like, all right, let me see if I can get a push and a retest this time rather than just trying to sell the absorption. Let me see if I can get a push to the downside, perhaps a pullback into that area of absorption, and maybe a reason to try to get short. Well, at 8 o'clock, 8:05 to be precise, at 8 o'clock we started selling off. At 8:05 we pushed right back in to that area of absorption with increased buying on a wide bar candle. Okay, this is a Hawkeye wide bar candle, this magenta printed candle right here. All right, and guess what happened? This was the retest. There was more absorption in the top of that candle, and the market finally took the tank I was looking for. So I had absorption, re-up testing absorption on a wide bar on increased buying volume with the inability to close above the prior high, but we did test it perfectly at 76.13. So what do you think I did? Well, I got short, right? I got short here. I think my order got filled at 76.09. My stop was up here at 76.14. One tick over the high. I was risking 5 ticks. If I'm right, I'm going to make money. If I'm wrong, I'm going to lose 5 ticks worth of profit. Okay. Where was I looking to take profit? Now we're live in the session, and I'm going over this with my clients because as I'm taking the trade, I'm speaking to them and, hey, listen, this is a retest of a prior area of failure with a wide bar on increased buying volume. And if we're unsuccessful in pushing through the prior high, we're going to fall. Like, we're going to rotate over here. So how far? I'll give you the levels that I believe, and then I'll tell you otherwise if I think that changes along the way. But that's exactly what happened. Failed to push higher, immediate failure. We started rolling over. Okay? Where to take profit? 75.90, 75.80, 75.70, 75.60 based on liquidity, 75.45 based on price action. Guess where we stopped going lower? 75.45 on the button. Now, if we push through 75.45, we were looking for 75.25 and then continued prices to the downside. But we didn't. Right? So what does that mean? It means that along the way, what do you want to do? You want to pay yourself and protect yourself. Right? So as soon as I started taking profits here, 75.90, what do you think I did with my little 5 tick stop? I moved it to break even, right? Because I'm not going to give any more profits back at this point. I'm going to take more at 80, take more at 70, take more at 60, right? Take more at 45. And then we end up getting a reversal. Right? Then we talked our way through, hey, this looks like a key area. There was some absorption transpiring. We impulsed, we corrected, right? Placed a higher low. We impulsed again, a new higher high, a new higher low, a new higher high. And then we ultimately failed to stay above this high that we rejected off of earlier. And guess what? Price is now again fallen back. Where do we reside as I'm shooting this video? Oh, that's right, 75.45. The exact level we identified live this morning in the session, okay? I'm not telling you that the trades are gonna work every time. I started this video off sharing with you that my first trade I took this morning was a loss because that is part of the plan. So many people are fixated on winning all the time, right? Or they just have this imagination that this is going to be easy. A, you're never going to win all the time. And B, this is going to be one of the hardest things you ever do in your life. If you're willing to accept those two things, you can now put your psychological, mode into a place where you can start excelling in this industry. Right? If you believe this is easy, you've been misled. Okay? If you believe that you're never going to take a loss, you've also been misled. Those are two key things that this industry is notorious for misleading people, right? You will buy as the retailer, right? As the consumer of trader-driven products, you will purchase what appears to be the easiest to you. Okay? You will. And you'll squander tens of thousands of dollars on guru programs, on advisory programs, on software and all kinds of stuff. But until you actually understand that this is hard, losses are part of it, and you need to now create a plan around those things, and psychologically and emotionally prepare yourself to do this, you're going to struggle. And I'm sorry to say that, but that is just the fact. And I say that, and I know it's the unpopular thing to say, but I want you to realize what you're getting yourself into. If you're willing to put in the time, effort, energy, if you're willing to become consistent and disciplined in your approach, you're willing to stay risk management forward, you can be successful at this. But it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be overnight. It's going to take time. So with time, what happens? You realize, all right, you're wrong. You don't get off balance. When you see the opportunity that, again, meets your trade plan, you enter, right, taking a small risk, and then you go, okay, what am I going to do with these identified areas as I approach them? I'm going to take profit. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to be driven by fear. I'm going to just take profit and let the market gracefully offer me whatever it wants to. Because at the end of the day, it's out of my control, and it's out of your control as well. So, while these are hard truths to swallow, they are truths, okay? So if you are ready to put aside this image that trading is going to be easy, this image that you're going to get rich quick, this image that something or someone is going to do it for you, and you're ready to focus in on the hard components of becoming a successfully consistent, disciplined trader, then there's links below this video. I invite you to click on, consume the content, and reach out to me. If you have not come to the realization of the truths that I have just spoken, working with me is probably not for you, okay? Because I don't set unrealistic expectations, nor do I want somebody to have unrealistic expectations coming to work with me. Because what ends up happening is you waste your money and my time, and it's not worth it for either of us, right? But if you've gotten through the mindset of, hey, this isn't easy, there isn't somebody or something that's going to do it for me, and I am really committed at achieving excellence, then you're the type of person I'm interested in working with. If you haven't realized those things yet, then you're just not ready for me, right? You need to go spend thousands of dollars, get disappointed some more, and realize that this is really hard. And then maybe you're for me if you've decided not to quit being a trader quite yet, right? So that's the ideal person that comes to work with Anthony at Special Analysis, because that person has realistic expectations and also understands that this is realistically a very hard thing to do, but it's very achievable if you're willing to put the time, effort, and energy in and just stay genuinely focused on what matters, right? But the problem is we get distracted by, oh, somebody sent me an email and they told me that if I just follow their method, it'll be easy. It's not going to be easy, right? It's going to take you to evolve into the person that you need to become to be a trader. And a lot of people are not willing to evolve because evolving is very uncomfortable, right? So you have to keep that in mind. Yes, I'm willing to evolve as a person into the person I need to become to be that successful trader, right? That was something that was very painful for me, right? And it's probably going to be uncomfortable for you. But you can either sit with excuses or be willing to do something about it. And that's with everything in life, right? It doesn't matter if it's your profession, your career, a sport that you play, a hobby that you have, whatever it may be. Either you're willing to settle for mediocrity or you're going to push yourself through the uncomfort to achieve excellence. Whether you're that person or not, I don't know. You have to look in the mirror and answer that to yourself, right? But if you are the person that is willing to be uncomfortable in order to grow, and trading is what you truly want to do, right? And you want the support of somebody who's there to help you, who's been through it already, then that's what I'm here for. And I'm happy to be of service. So if that's you, and if you're looking for somebody like me, again, there's some links below this video. I encourage you to click on them, consume the content. Feel free to reach out to me, ask me your questions. I will give you honest answers, okay? Because you may not like them, but they will be honest. And in doing that, you will have the opportunity to decide if you're ready and willing to step forward or not. And if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something from this video, if it enlightened you in the slightest bit, I ask you to simply like it. If you would like to not miss an upcoming video, please subscribe to the channel. And again, feel free to use that comment section below. I do monitor it and I will answer it personally. And I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.